You're probably not overjoyed by your parking charge notice from New Generation Parking Management. And the immediate question is, should you pay or appeal? If you think you've been served this ticket unfairly, then you should definitely appeal. I'll move on to my top 5 ways to appeal your New Generation Parking Management ticket. I'll get to that in a minute, but first, it's important to understand that private parking tickets are more like an invoice than a fine. The reason you've been landed with one is because the operator of that car park believes that you haven't abided by the rules that should be clearly signposted when you drive in. So the moment you drive on to New Generation Parking Management's property, they're watching like a hawk to make sure that you follow their parking procedures. Sometimes they get it wrong. ANPR cameras have been known to read registrations incorrectly. Also, thanks to new legislation, there's more leniency for human error on the driver's part, so you may have more reasons to appeal than you originally thought. If you choose to appeal, you've got 28 days from receiving the ticket to do so, which puts any further action on hold. You can appeal in 3 ways: email, post or online. However, all appeals are processed by the operator's agent. Evidence is crucial, so gather as much as you possibly can. Here's 5 great reasons to appeal your New Generation Parking Management ticket. 1. You were within the grace period. You're entitled to 10 minutes after your ticket expires to get back to your car. So if you're only a couple of minutes after your allotted time, then you've got a very strong case to appeal. 2. The signs weren't very clear. So for example, they were faded, maybe hidden by trees, broken or barely visible. You'll need photo evidence to back this up. Take as many as you possibly can and a video as well. 3. You're unable to get back to your vehicle. This could be a medical emergency or something just as serious. Again, you'll need to be able to prove this. 4. You couldn't get back in time because you have mobility issues. If you're disabled, pregnant or have a very young baby, the Equality Act says that you must be treated with understanding. 5. You were parked correctly and an error was made. Might be something like punching in the wrong reg number. You've probably got the hint by now, but the more you can prove, the better. It gives your appeal against New Generation Parking Management a better chance. Ignoring the parking ticket is not advised. However, I do get asked a lot if these private firms can enforce the fines on private property. Technically, they can't demand payment, only a court can. And if New Generation Parking Management wins in a civil court, both your pockets and credit history could be affected. Ignoring the fine might lead to legal consequences. Whilst it's not a certainty, there's a risk of being taken to court. Before it gets to that stage, you could be sent demand letters and potentially be contacted by debt collection agencies. If the operator takes legal action and wins, it could leave a negative mark on your credit score. A county court judgment would affect your credit rating for 6 years, making it harder to get credit and lower interest rates. Ultimately, the decision to pay or appeal a New Generation Parking Management fine rests on the evidence that the ticket might be unjust. If there's clear proof of violations by the operator, an appeal's definitely worth a go. However, if the fault clearly lies with you, especially for minor infringements, it might be wiser to pay up, ideally within the first 2 weeks to get the discounted rate. Should your appeal get rejected, there's another recourse. The Independent Appeals Services, they're called Poplar, could be a next step, but you'd need the official letter of rejection before proceeding. If you're still undecided about whether to appeal and you want to speak to a professional, then you might want to have a chat with online solicitors JustAnswer. You can ask them as many questions as you need on the online chat and that'll help you make your mind up. I'll leave a link below this video for you. Good luck!